If you think your life is chaotic, just wait till you meet the star of today's episode. Get ready to swing into action, because we're about to enter the thrilling world of a monkey who's completely lost the plot. We all know monkeys are known for their playful antics and boundless energy, but this guy takes it to a whole new level. He's turned the jungle into his own personal theme park, and the other animals are at their wit's end. Just imagine the scene. You're minding your own business, hanging out in the trees, when suddenly a flying coconut almost takes your head off. And when you look up, who do you see? That's right, the infamous Bongo, the most chaotic monkey in the jungle. Bongo isn't your average monkey. No, sir. This guy's got more zip in his zap and more zing in his zany than the rest of the monkey crew combined. Just watching him bound through the trees, leaping from branch to branch with the grace of a gazelle and the enthusiasm of a kangaroo on a pogo stick, is enough to make your head spin. But that is just the tip of the iceberg, because Bongo S, not just a master of the jungle gym. This guy's got a wild streak a mile wide. He's the king of chaos, the undisputed champion of calamity. And the jungle, well, it's his personal playground. Let me tell you a little story to illustrate what I mean. Picture this, a troop of gorillas feasting on a massive stash of bananas. Enjoying their hard-earned loot after a successful foraging expedition, suddenly, out of nowhere, Bongo appears, swinging from a nearby tree like the jungle version of Tarzan. And in a flash, he swipes a precious banana right out of a gorilla's hand. Now, don't get me wrong, the gorillas could easily overpower Bongo. They're bigger, stronger, and frankly much more intimidating. But here's the thing, Bongo's too quick for them. He's like a furry little ninja, darting away before those massive fists can connect. And if that wasn't enough, he always seems to have a clever plan up his sleeve. Whether it's leading them on a wild goose chase through the trees or simply blaming it on the unsuspecting sloth hanging nearby, it's like he's playing a game, testing the patience and strength of the mightiest beasts in the jungle. And he's loving every minute of it. And as if stealing bananas wasn't enough, Bongo takes his thieving to a whole new level. It's not just after the usual treats like coconuts or mangoes. No, sir. Bongo has developed a taste for something a bit more exotic, a bit more daring. He's the proud owner of the jungle's only toupee collection, each one more flamboyant and audacious than the last. You might be wondering how exactly a monkey manages to pull off such audacious heists. Well, let me tell you, Bongo is not your average primate. It's got charm to spare, enough to disarm even the most suspicious of creatures. With a twinkle in his eye and a mischievous grin on his face, he'll charm his way into any establishment, be it a troop of baboons, pride of lions, or even a grumpy old manatee. Then in a matter of seconds, he'll swipe his prized possession and disappear into the foliage, leaving behind a stunned silence and a few choice jungle curses. But Bongo's not just a kleptomaniac with a flair for the dramatic. He's also a socialite, a true connoisseur of jungle gossip and drama. You know those juicy bits of news that spread through the vines like wildfire? Well, Bongo knows them all, and he's never shy about sharing them. Whether it's the latest romantic entanglement, a territorial dispute, or simply who ate whose lunch, Bongo is the ultimate insider. Always in the know, and always eager to spill the beans. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good bit of gossip? It's the perfect way to spice up your day and catch up on all the latest happenings. Plus, there's just something undeniably entertaining about watching Bongo deliver the news. His eyes twinkling with amusement, his body language speaking volumes without saying a word. Picture this, you're lounging in your favorite tree, enjoying the warm glow of the jungle sun. And suddenly, you hear a familiar cackle echoing through the leaves. Before you can react, a blur of brown fur and flashing teeth appears right before your eyes. And there he is, Bongo, the most chaotic monkey in the jungle, holding a small mirror in front of your face and striking a pose like he owns the jungle runway. Now, if you're not easily flustered, you might find yourself chuckling at the sheer audacity of it all. After all, who would uncrack a smile at the sight of a monkey struck a pose and admiring his reflection? But if you're feeling particularly grumpy, or just woken up on the wrong side of the jungle, you might find yourself hissing and swatting at the cheeky primate until he scampers away, his laughter echoing through the trees. Even the mighty jaguars aren't safe from Bongo's antics. This fearless feline, the very picture of power and grace as it stalks through its jungle domain, suddenly finds itself the center of a hilarious three-ring circus orchestrated by none other than Bongo. Imagine this scene. You're a jaguar, the top predator in the jungle, and you've just made your presence known with a loud, commanding roar. You expect fear, respect, maybe even a hint of awe. What you do and expect is to be greeted by a chorus of giggles and the sight of Bongo riding a tree branch like a cowboy on a bucking bronco. It's enough to make any self-respecting jungle dweller burst into laughter. And before you know it, the entire forest is roaring with mirth as Bongo conducts his one monkey orchestra of howler monkeys, macaws, and even a surprise sloth. Why does he turn the jungle upside down with his antics? Well, the truth is he doesn't do it to be malicious or cause trouble. No, sir. Bongo is simply a creature of pure joy, a being of light who sees the world as his personal playground. For Bongo, life is one big game, a grand adventure filled with endless opportunities for fun and laughter. And he invites every creature in the jungle to join him in his joyous revelry. The animals were fed up with Bongo's antics, but what were they going to do? Nothing? The idea was ridiculous. A meeting with all the animals sounded like a great idea to the birds, at least. Once all the animals had gathered, the parrot started talking. But even they knew it was futile. How could they make Bongo change? The hyenas proposed punishing Bongo, but Bongo would just laugh it off. Then the elephants suggested scaring Bongo away, but even they knew it wouldn't work. So the meeting dragged on, but no one could come up with a good idea. Even the mighty lions couldn't think of anything. Then the monkeys spoke up. They had an idea, and it was brilliant. All the monkeys in the jungle, yes, all of them, would sneak into Bongo's tree and hide all the fruit. Then they'd wait and watch to see what Bongo would do. The plan was simple, but it was perfect. They'd starve Bongo into submission. I'll show him, right? As soon as the sun rose, the monkeys got to work. They moved swiftly and silently, grabbing as much fruit as they could. Meanwhile, Bongo slept soundly in his tree, unaware of what was going on below. When Bongo woke up, he noticed something was wrong. There wasn't a single piece of fruit to be seen. At first, he didn't think much of it. But as the day wore on, he began to feel uneasy. Where had all the fruit gone? Had the ants stolen it all? Is there some kind of fruit thief lurking in the jungle? Bongo was puzzled and a little scared. Couldn't remember a time when there hadn't been fruit in the trees. As the hours passed, Bongo's frustration grew. He started to feel angry, and his anger quickly turned into panic. If he didn't find some food soon, he would starve. But Bongo was a smart monkey, and he knew what he had to do. He needed to find help. So he set off through the jungle, searching for someone, anyone who could help him. Bongo was desperate. He'd never felt so hungry in his life. He searched everywhere, but there was no fruit to be found. The other animals watched Bongo from afar, and they were enjoying the sight of the mighty monkey in such a pitiful state. They had thought that Bongo would learn his lesson, but they knew he wouldn't change. Then suddenly, Bongo stopped in his tracks. He had an idea, and it was genius. What if he didn't eat fruit? He could eat something else, something that would make him feel better. So Bongo turned around and headed back to his tree. He climbed to the top of the tree and looked down at the jungle below. And that's when he saw it, the perfect meal. The other animals gasped in horror. What was Bongo doing? He was eating a snake, but Bongo didn't care. He was hungry and he wanted to eat. The other animals watched in disbelief as Bongo ate the snake. They'd never seen anything like it before. Bongo finished eating the snake, and he felt better. He wasn't hungry anymore, and he was ready to take on the jungle once again. The other animals watched as Bongo climbed down his tree and disappeared into the jungle. They knew that they had failed, but they also knew that Bongo would never change. He was the most chaotic monkey in the jungle, and he was loved by all of them.